48 hours after tribunal judgment, powerful SAN shocks Nigerians, exposes how Peter Obi, Atiku were deceived by senior lawyers. This one will shock you. Welcome back to Prospect Channels TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you are just joining us, please kindly subscribe. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Sam Kaibo, has alleged that the petitioners in the ongoing election petition challenging the results of the 2023 presidential election were misled by senior lawyers on the issue of the mandatory 25% vote in the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). Sam, who spoke in an interview with AIT News, said that the FCT is not meant to have a special status and that it is like every other state in the Federation. He pointed out that the petitioners, who are not lawyers, were misled by senior lawyers who are highly respected. Somewhere along the line, its characteristics were distorted, but it was meant to be the federal capital having the status of a state and being ruled like any other state. That is the literature that I know and the law that I know, Sam Kagbo said. Explaining further, he said, when this narrative was thrown out there, I felt for the litigants because they believed that narrative. They are not lawyers, and even within INEC, they were divided on it, and they had to call some people to make clarification on that because there are some of them that felt otherwise. When some of our senior colleagues that are well respected and people know them for their pedigree and they threw in a kind of slant, the public is bound to hold it very dearly and act upon it. But I had thought that was unfair on the litigating public. Sam's allegations have sparked a debate on social media, with some people agreeing with him and others disagreeing. Some people have argued that the senior lawyers who misled the petitioners should be held accountable, while others have said that the petitioners should have done their own research before filing the petitions. The case is still ongoing and it remains to be seen whether the petitioners will be successful. However, some allegations have raised serious questions about the role of senior lawyers in election petitions. Also, on Thursday, some lawyers in Rivers ascertained that the ruling upholding President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's victory was legal and did not reflect the options or opinions of the general public. In their statement in response to the presidential petition court's decision, the lawyers reacted to the news that Mr. Tinubu and the Vice President, Gasim Shettima, triumphed in the tribunal. The petition submitted by the Allied People's Movement (APM), the People's Democratic Party (PDP), and the Labour Party, as well as each of their respective candidates against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shettima, his vice president, were rejected by the 5-person panel chaired by Justice Aruna Tisamani. Speaking, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Tio Osanakpo, said, "What may be factually correct may be legally incorrect. According to the law, whoever that says I have 20 must have the proof that you have 20. If they claim to have one, they would have been able to tender documents to support their claim." The biggest issue right now is how the general public sees judges in Nigeria. This attitude makes things challenging. He claimed that they wasn't even mentioning the votes while bragging about winning elections and having the majority of the votes. So he asked, how many votes did they have? Mr. Loho claims that the Supreme Court has already decided how Abuja's 25% vote will be cast and has not granted Abuja any special considerations. Onyinye, a lawyer from Port Harcourt, stated in her contribution as well that she concurred with the verdict because the petitioners were needed to establish their claims in court. Ms. Onyinye ascertained that information needed to be gathered from polling units, ward levels, local government collection centers, and finally the state levels in order to ascertain the results of an election. Okay, so this is the point some lawyers are really making. But as I am still talking to you now, Nigerians are still convinced that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not win that election. If I start reading out comment from Nigerians, you will still understand how Nigerians are looking at or are seeing Nigerian judges right now. They see them as cheats. They see them as not being truthful. You understand? Nigerians are still seeing it that way. So with what the senior lawyer have just said, he said the 25% vote they are talking about in Abuja, that Peter Obi lawyers and Atiku Abubakar lawyers should have guided them, on that cannot, overturn President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's victory. So what they are trying to say here is that Abuja is no different from other states in Nigeria. Now the question is that how they have been doing it before? Is there anywhere in the constitution that states such a thing about 25% in Abuja? Well, let's hear from you guys. Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel